Yep, you're looking at my PK Ripper that has a Schwinn rear slick on the back of it. Look at that. Isn't that cool looking? Yep. Big wide tread. Schwinn slick. Made by the Carlisle Rubber Company in Ohio. They also made the Carlisle Aggressor motocross tire. So the Schwinn Slick is a classic piece of history. And I got it laced up on a TNT M80 rim. I have a Stormy Archer drum brake hub, ACS freewheel for the 3/16 mini bike chain that I have on here. Look at that. I tell you what, even though I built this bike, I still can't get over looking at it, even though it's my own bike. And up here, we got red line double pinch cranks, a profile, blackjack, rear front sprocket. Look at that chain. Oh my goodness, isn't it so cool? Look how thick it is. I got Primo plastic purple pedals on here. And let's see, we got the SE PK Ripper frame with an integrated headset. And this frame is like a 2015 or 16. And I bought it from Planet BMX. Matter of fact, I bought 10 PK Ripper frames from Planet BMX. It has a 27.2 seat post. I got this purple quick adjust seat post clamp. I bought this seat post off of Amazon, I'm pretty sure. It's a Uno seat. And then I just bought a purple seat off of Amazon. And I got something on here I've had for a long time. And I don't even remember who makes this casket stem. But it's a really cool stem, highly polished. And I bought the purple stem bolts right there. You can see them in there. That's pretty cool. I love the purple stem bolts. And I have S and M 4-piece bars. And it's translucent candy purple over raw 4130 chrome moly. And this is a Mission brake lever. And I just bought it because it was purple, and it matched the bike. Come on now, focus up. And I got this gold barrel somewhere. I just stole it off of another lever. And these grips, they came from, come on now, I don't want to focus up for some reason, but that's all right. They are AVE NIR grips. I bought these off Amazon also. I got a purple brake cable. And I got it routed down. And then it goes around. And it goes down through there. And back to the... And it works great. It's no big deal. You can see it moving the drum right there. And I have a Haro chrome fork, which I also bought off Planet BMX. And this is, a freestyle fork. So it has the threads inside the fork. And that's how this nut on top of the stem, it pulls down tight. Of course, I guess most freestyle bikes use that. I guess, I'm not sure which forks they are. But it has something on here. the 78 brand. See, it says Haro on it. I don't know that guy's name. I can't. The front axle actually has a 14 millimeter axle, but it's slotted to go into a 3/8. But you can't see the slots out here on the end. And they were like at Pork Chop BMX. This hub was only like $14. And on the front, I got a Tioga Power Bite 20 by 1/8 inch tire. And that's why I call this bike, it's also a T&T M80 1 3/8 and 1 1/8 inch rim. So that's why I call this like the top fuel dragster. Because it has, you know, the real thin tire in the front and the big slick in the back, you know, like a top fuel dragster does. And I've made a few videos on this bike, and this bike already has a few million videos. If you're looking at this, you may have seen it before. But I've never really got it out and made a video like this about it. So, it's the first time for everything. I'll tell you what, I've always been infatuated with PK Ripper frames. And I really like this version of it. It's a racing version. It has this ginormous down tube. But it still has the flyover tube on top, like the original bikes did. So this frame is probably way stiffer than the one that has just the flyover tube on the bottom, would be my guess. I mean, I hope you like my bike. Most people do. Most people never seen a Schwinn slick on a BMX bike before, but I tell you what, every time I get this bike out, a lot of people ask questions about it. And I appreciate people liking it. The main thing is that I didn't even come up with this idea. My buddy David, that I went to school with, we started riding together on the weekends, like back in 7th grade. And we'd meet up every Saturday morning and go riding. And he never rode a BMX bike, really. He always had, the bike only he really had was a Western Auto bike. And he had a slick in the back with a coaster brake. And he loved to slide, make black marks, and he really liked to fake crash when cars would come by. And people would stop and ask him if he was okay. He goes, "Yeah, ma'am, I'll be all right. I'm good." You know, it's just like some of the best times of my whole life. And he came up to see me. I live up here by Pittsburgh. And we went to Bicycle Heaven. And while we was in there, he's like, "Chris, all I ever wanted was a PK Ripper frame with redline flight cranks, except I wanted a Schwinn slick in the front and in the back." Well, it was approaching our 50th birthdays. So I got online and I seen where Bicycle Planet down in Florida, they had a bunch of these frames on discount. And ended up buying 11 of them, and one of them I gave to David. And the one I gave to David is identical, almost in every way, to this one right here. It has a aluminum shell coaster brake. You can buy aluminum shell coaster brakes now. This one has Eastern rims on it, freestyle rims. And it's got the Schwinn slick in the back. But David's bike, I'll include a picture on the cover of David's bike, actually has a Schwinn slick in the front. And also, I found these original Shimano DX hubs. Well, just the front ones. So his has a DX hub like this. So the only difference between mine, I got a DK V-bars on here, and I also have a shock absorber seat post. And I got a red line seat on here. So the only difference between mine and David's almost is that he has a Schwinn slick in the front. And he has a black Haro fork. I put the bike I bought with this red line fork and this red line seat. It came with flight cranks. So the flight cranks off that bike I put on his bike. So his bike has flight cranks like mine. I think he has the same pedals. They're almost identical. Another interesting thing I've done, I thought, is right here where the brakes went. That spacer is a spacer that Honda, on your Honda Civic, like if you're building a hot rod Civic, those spacers go on the valve cover. And they're all over Amazon. If you look up valve cover spacers. So I just took that spacer, figured out the size bolt, and I bought these stainless steel Allen heads. And that's just what I put on there to kind of take up the space for where the brakes went. And it looks pretty cool, even though it has no use. And another interesting thing over here on David's replica ripper is I got two valve stems that go in here in the brake cable slot. And this is just like 1/8 inch cording. It's like a bungee cord. It's a black bungee cord. And what I done was I stuffed that I screwed it up into this. I made a knot on the end of this, and I screwed this valve stem cap on there, and I glued it in there. It's not glued in here, but I glued it into the valve cap stem. And so I just made something there to fill up that spot. And you can take it right out. It's in there kind of tight. It's kind of hard to take out with one hand. Another problem I'm having today, I bought all these Mongoose Motomag 3s. But the black ones, I undone them, and the freewheel threads are a mess. Look at that. Unusable. So if anybody knows what size thread I can buy a die for, I need to buy a die to straighten these threads up. So if anybody knows what size that is, please put it in the comments. If you got any comments on my bike or any questions, just ask away. And I appreciate your time. I love this bike. If it wasn't for David, I never would have built one of them. And there was a time in my life when I was really bored. I'm divorced, been divorced for a while. So it really gave me something to do for a while. And I've had a lot of positive comments, and I appreciate everybody.